Check, please.
Hey, welcome back to Everything Money. In this video, we are going to update you on DocuSign, both the company and the stock. Paul, the stock has been through some turmoil. You and I love this company, but people are coming back to the office, and they might not be using it as much.
Okay.
What do you think?
I still think people are going to use DocuSign because it's still I still think people want simplicity.
It's a digital world.
And it's a digital world, and simplicity is wonderful, and simplicity like I still laugh when I have to do a home closing and I'm still signing stacks of paper.
Yeah, signing on the go is so easy.
Now, my most recent refinance, Paul, which you assisted with in a hilarious way, is I like DocuSign because I can skim the document even faster and not read it.
I just go next.
I'm sure you're skimming really well.
And I'm just signing away. And so what about the company though, Paul? Company versus stock. Tell me the difference with this company.
So guys, let's go to our software. We're going to be 8 pillars. Let's pull up DocuSign. We're going to go, oh, wow, look at this.
Mm-hmm.
Peak of 313.
Yep.
It was down to 71. And 313 was only in September. So in September, when your Uncle Paul was probably sitting there saying, go look at videos. I don't know when we did DocuSign back then. I probably said, it's way too overpriced. Oh, and I told you it was going to fall 75%. You would have said, no way. I
think the same thing. When you say this thing's got to fall in half, I'm like, well, that's not going to happen.
I probably didn't say half even.
Go ahead.
So here's the 8 pillars. All right, so 500% more shares outstanding. It's pretty good.
Not good. Mo, haven't you been watching the show?
Oh, that's bad.
That's not good.
My bad.
5.7 times free cash flow on the debt. 100 times PE, price to free cash flow. There's no PE because they haven't made money in the last 5 years. Let's see here. Profit margin, great gross margin. So guys, does this mean DocuSign isn't worth it? No. Remember that they're growing, so they're probably spending a lot of money. I actually think this price to sales ratio isn't that bad. It's a software business with a very high gross margin. Once they get to a certain scale, it has a lot of potential there. Look at their income over the last 5 years. It's quadrupled. That's a lot. Now, their net income is still negative because they hate making money, but their cash flow is pretty solid. Look at their cash flow, Seth. They've had cash flow every single year. They've actually had positive free cash flow every single year. Now, they probably had the earnings loss because they're probably developing software and there's some depreciation, etc. But one thing I want to show you guys, analyst expectations for revenue. These are analyst expectations. Now, keep in mind, here at the bottom, there's only one analyst here. But they have it going from 2.48 to 8 billion in 2032. 8 billion. So if you want to assign 6 times multiple of that, that's a $48 billion business, 6 times revenue. And they're currently selling for,
16 billion.
16 billion.
Yeah.
So if you believe this, and you think they're going to stop issuing more shares and diluting you, and they're going to get the earnings positivity, it's actually not you can probably triple your money in the next 10 years if you believe that thesis. Now, of course, my belief is let them get to a more stable environment. This whole 500%
share dilution.
Yeah, that's scary to me.
Yeah.
That bothers me.
Yeah.
So DocuSign is a great company. I think they're the leader in online document signing, right?
I don't know anybody else that does it.
There's somebody else that I got the other day, and I was just like, what is this? What is this?
Pony Express?
Yeah, it was something like the freaking mail. I was like, what are we doing here? Just do DocuSign. It's super easy.
So they need more, bigger, better clients. I mean, they have Chase for sure.
Well, I actually think to myself, DocuSign, if it falls enough, is going to be an acquisition.
Because somebody's going to pull this in and be like, you're exclusive to us.
Yeah. Apple, Google, one of these companies that wants to integrate. It's just like, come on, this is a no-brainer for somebody. They have how many? $2 billion in business. What was that?
That'd be a nice acquisition for Apple. Everything could just be authorized through Apple.
Well, when you have $150 billion of cash laying around, I mean, all it takes is a stock falling in half again, and all of a sudden it's an $8 billion company. Yep. That's a month of free cash flow for Apple.
Yeah.
Maybe not a month, but it's a chunk. It's 2 months of free cash flow or something.
Have they already?
Who's they?
DocuSign. Have they already cornered the market on this type of product? I look at their competitors or alternates. Adobe Sign. Adobe's a great company.
Adobe is a great company.
Like Sign Now, Get Accept.
By the way, Adobe might buy them.
Hello Sign.
What's Adobe's market cap?
They're doing well. I'm a subscriber of Adobe. $40-$50 a month.
It's a $200 billion company.
Wow,
13 times price to sales ratio.
I use Adobe
13 times. And by the way, I look at how does DocuSign make money? Like, is it per document or is it a monthly fee?
I'm not sure.
Well, let's go find that out. Let's go to DocuSign right now and see what we have to sign up with. So this is something to do, guys. Just go to the company and see how they make their money.
People ask you all the time what you do after you might get excited about a stock. And this might be one of the steps, right? It's just experiencing.
$10 a month, $25 a month, $40 a month. So imagine Adobe buying this, and you already pay a monthly fee for Adobe, and incorporating it somehow in their offering of products. I don't know. It makes sense to me. Makes sense to me.
Even just saying this out loud, I didn't realize it through my wedding business. I have people sign things digitally. It's not DocuSign, but it's just funny.
How do you do it?
I have a different software to do that. My wedding, it's a CRM, a client CRM.
Oh, through what, for like wedding people?
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
You could sign legal documents through them. Can you do that on other platforms?
Yeah. Why? I mean,
what's the benefit to them? I guess I should say, because Apple has markup already. It just popped into my head.
Yeah, I don't like markup.
Well,
I gotta sit there, put the pen thing. I actually don't like it on my phone.
Use your finger.
I do it, but but that's when you hit the pen mark, though, don't you?
This one you just type it out.
This one you just type it out. It's done, and then you just go click for sign here, sign here, sign here. You just click it, it replicates it.
Yeah.
That way, I don't have to read it at all.
Listen, I know it's funny, but you don't read it anyhow. And if you do read the documents, take the coal out of your butt, because it's probably a diamond by now.
Do you feel like a liar when I have to click that I've read the terms and conditions?
Do I feel like a liar?
Yes.
No, I feel like these people are fools for thinking I'm going to actually read it, because the second something goes wrong, I'm like, you idiots, I was going to read 84 pages of document.
There's a really great documentary on Netflix.
A Few Good Men.
Terms and Conditions May Apply. And it goes through like what's actually in all of those things. There's a lot.
We should put our terms and conditions, something in there like, if you've actually read this, let us know and we'll give you $100, because that's ridiculous. I mean, literally, who reads these things? Like, remember A Few Good Men?
Yes.
By the way, it's Aaron Sorkin in that scene.
No.
That is Aaron Sorkin. He's like,
that's right.
He's like, I'm going to bury you in the legal fee because some 94-year-old man didn't read the 15 pages or whatever the line is.
Terms and conditions has to be worse than reading a 10K.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah.
So anyhow, with DocuSign, now here's what I want to do, guys. We have the Stock Analyzer tool. Stock Analyzer tool, actually the whole entire all this software here, we created because people were like, we need to be able to analyze stocks without waiting for you to make a video. They requested, we delivered. We made this entire software, the 8 pillars, the retirement calculator, Stock Analyzer tool, which you'll see in a few minutes, which is phenomenal. The 8-pillar portfolio, where you put in up to 50 stocks in there, and it shows you how all 50 stocks together work. Exclusive video content, guys. Every day, Seth Moe and I release videos on the phone app, which all this comes on, as well as the website, that are just exclusive to people who buy the software, and the watch list. So when we do our DocuSign Stock Analyzer, it'll give us prices. We can actually select those prices and actually manually say, notify me when DocuSign hits X price, either above or below. But the biggest thing we have here, guys, the EM community. This EM community is a great way to save time on your research. Research is annoying. I hate researching. You can go in the EM community, type in DocuSign. Everybody who's talking about DocuSign, it'll pop up. You can engage in a conversation. If 100 people are talking about it, everybody has to do 1 or 2% of the work, and everybody does it together, and you get all the work done. It's a community of talkers. 6,000 people, all these ideas. If you're alone out there, if you feel like you're alone, but the stuff that we talk about makes sense, this is how you get all that time. You save all that time. All of this, guys, is available for $1 per day. That is it. $1 per day. If it leads to 1 or 2% gain per year, or saves you on a 75% loss like DocuSign, Palantir, Peloton, and those ones, it can lead to hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. Guys, you spend $1 a day on really crappy coffee. You spent more than $1 a day. This sets your financial future. 2 ways to sign up, everythingmoney.com or Patreon for our international users. This is a no-brainer, guys. Sign up now. It'll be the best decision you make all day. So, look, I just got a notification. I just got a chat. So I'm not going to check it now. But let's go to DocuSign.
Stock Analyzer, baby.
And let's go to our Stock Analyzer tool. DocuSign. Stock Analyzer tool. So, 10 years, you can do 1 to 20. 3 assumptions. Mo, give it to me. And actually go low on revenue growth. Don't give me 17.8, 17.9, and 18%.
I was going to go 6, 9, and 12.
Oh, wow. That's actually lower than I was going to go, but that's good.
Or 8, 12, and 16. I was going between the two.
Let's go 8, 12, and 16. Because I think 16% revenue growth for 10 years, if this company becomes the leader in this.
Stays around, yeah.
Not 40? I'm serious. 40. There are people out there saying, how does Paul come up with these numbers?
So 40. 1.4 to the 10th power, and they did $2 billion. Okay. That takes them to $58 billion a year in revenue. Adobe does Adobe does $30 billion a year in revenue, if that, $20 billion.
Does $30 billion in revenue with tons of other things.
Yes. I just have a hard time getting around that.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for clarifying. Yeah, got it.
And by the way, great questions when people say, how does Paul get these assumptions? I also look at it and say, okay.
Adobe does $16 billion in revenue.
$16 billion. So even $58 billion is really hard, but let's go up there. Let's see how big it is. Profit margin mode. Now, this is harder because they don't have profit
I know.
yet.
That's why I'm struggling where to go with this.
So Adobe's profit margin is trailing 12 months is 30. Gross profit is 88.
And this gross profit is 78. So let's call it 20, 25, and 30. How does that sound?
Okay.
I'll do the same thing for free cash flow margin.
All right.
PE, Mosifian.
14, 16, 18.
I love it. And then, guys, I always do 12.5% return because you need your margin of safety, and go ahead.
This one I might put a little higher.
I like it.
Yeah.
Now, here's why he's going to go higher. Why are you going higher, Mo?
Bigger
Because
risk.
this is more of a risk.
Yeah, because we don't know where the profit's going to lie,
more
and they're probably
margin
have to lose money along the way. That's my boy right there. That's my
Boom.
boy Blue, and he's wearing blue.
Well, I thought when you started transitioning my mind, Paul, is obviously it's not just what I'm buying, but what I pay, but really the return. You look years in advance and then go backwards and say, what do I have to pay? You do the same thing when you buy a house. You know, what can my return be? So give it to me now.
Analyze. Okay.
Give it to me.
If you believe 16% revenue growth is possible, which I don't believe it is, it's a buy today. If not, I personally am more on the lines of like probably in the 30 to 40 range, which would cut it in half.
Yeah.
Well, but Paul, there are people who bought this at $300.
Well, they just overpaid because they didn't understand that when you buy stock, you're buying a piece of a business. And as Charlie Munger says, if you're not buying a piece of a business, what are you buying then? Now, I'm personally going to wait till 30 or 40. If it doesn't happen, well, I have no FOMO. What we're trying to teach here is that there are 10,000 stocks out there. Find the ones that fit your criteria, the 20 to 40 that fit your criteria that you can own and love. Now, that doesn't mean you can't make money off DocuSign. But fundamentally speaking, you have to wait to make money off in other ways.
Well, I'm not going to remember this one, Paul. Before we switch, can you put a watch list? Show the people the watch list.
Oh, yeah. So the watch list, guys. I can sit there and add $55 below. I can change the number if I want to. Notify me. There we go. Now, once it hits $55, it's going to notify me. That easy.
Well, are people trading DocuSign? I'm sure they are.
Yeah, DocuSign's a good day trade, but also, guys, look at this. We're back at the COVID crash levels right now. All the way down. That you had that incredible run up and then that big run down. And everybody's going to notice those two big gaps there, one bigger than the other. But these gaps have good potential to fill. That one's a lot faster. But what I would look at from this perspective, I would just come over here to a swing trading chart, and I would look at this and just try to swing trade it up and down.
How long is that swing trade?
So this is a day-to-day thing, but it gives you a little more detail over here. You have the volume. You can see the major moving averages. This is going to happen a lot quicker. Let me since you asked that question, let me pull up both screens. So this is zoomed out probably about 3 months, and this is zoomed out about 3 months. See, I have a lot more fluctuation in there. It's because this is your daily stochastic. It fluctuates day to day. This fluctuates more week to week. So let's go and daily trade this thing, and that's how you're going to end up filling these gaps. So from right now, I would wait until this stochastic moves into your sweet spot between that 32 and 80 range and try to run it up to maybe one of these two moving averages or the 100-day moving average. You still got to fill that gap below the 25-day moving average, which is great. Now, the best way to do this stock is DocuSign from a day trading perspective. I'm sure that we have all entered DocuSign at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Look at yesterday. Yesterday in the afternoon, you had amazing buying volume and really good engulfing candlesticks running up.
Mm-hmm.
Even today, look at this. Around 11 o'clock was it? Great volume coming into the stock, buy signal right there, and you would have exited sometime this afternoon, probably when we started recording.
Giving up a little bit your gains, but you still would have been profitable.
Giving up a little bit, but the idea is you are going to keep money in your pocket and not give all of it away based on these rules. So come and join me in the Bid and Ask. We go live a couple times a week, actually a few times a week. Day trading, this is a good stock to put on the watch list.
We will update you as DocuSign progresses. Hopefully it drops lower, hits our sweet spot. Our watch list will pop off, and we'll let you know. That is our take. Fondle thumbs up, subscribe, and we will see you next video. Get that software. You'll love it. See you.